This is Bob Maloney from MyMMAnews.com, and for the first time, I had the pleasure of talking to Armando Gjetja. Armando is fighting in the co-main event at Ring of Combat this weekend. And Armando, my man, how has camp been? How you feeling? This is fight week for you coming up, and it's great to talk to you. How you feeling?
Great. I'm feeling great. Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's a pleasure. Armando is another in the line of the Albanian fighters. He's friends with. There's a lot of people fighting right now, more and more from his homeland, and they get a lot of support. So, do you get that support? Do you train with other guys? I mean, tell me a little bit about, where you're training at, and also the feeling with, like I said, I know so many fighters now in the region from Albania and who get together and train, and it's a really great support system. I'm a huge fan of it.
Yeah, yes, we do. We definitely do. I'm actually happy that we ended up getting all together and help each other. Right now, I'm training mainly at Renzo Gracie in the city and that Arena Training Center in Mount Vernon with Elvis Gashi.
Kickboxer.
Yeah, kickboxer, #3 kickboxer in the world. He's going to fight for the title, Glory title in September 4th. So I'm getting real good work.
Tell me a little bit about your background. Like, what did you do growing up? Were you into mixed martial arts growing up? How did you get into fighting?
I grew up in Italy, and around the age of 7, 8, I got into judo. And then from there, I probably spent around 10, 11 years doing judo. And there was this thing urging me inside me. I would keep thinking, okay, now I want to hit people. Like I want to get striking. I want to start learning more. I want more. I want to switch. So I got into Kempo, that is a sort of karate, for another 4 or 5 years. And from there has been, MMA came into my life, and with all these highlight videos back from 2010, 11, 2009, from Pride, early, UFC. And from there, it was just, I got to find a way to make this happen. I got to find a way to start learning and get good at this, because this is what I want to do in my life.
Well, listen, you said you grew up in Italy. How did you make your way to the United States?
I moved here 4.5 years ago. The idea was MMA is not that big in Italy. So it's either soccer or go to work. And I was like, okay, I got to move somewhere. I got to find a way. So the options were Netherlands, Switzerland, or the US. So whichever came first, I was going to take it. My father connected me with some friend of his to help me find, to just settle. So they helped me. I had a place to stay for the first 2 weeks. And from there, by the time I got my apartment, I found the first academy. There was actually a Renzo Gracie Jiu-Jitsu school here in the Bronx. And that's where it started.
Well, listen, for not being here that long, your English is very good. So that's a beautiful thing. How many languages do you speak?
It used to be 5, but I lost almost all my French. So now it's back to 4. It's Italian, Albanian, English, and Spanish.
Excellent. I love it. You're a well-versed and well-traveled person. So you tell me that you're fighting a gentleman who has never fought in the United States before, and he's been training at K Dojo over here in New Jersey. Just give me your quick thoughts on the fight, what how you see it going, if you know anything about him. How do you see this going?
I've tried to collect data. When you start as a pro, your first opponents, they're not gonna have that many fights. So the only thing I could find from him was his last 2 fights, but are pretty old. They're like from 2017 and from 2019. That's all. That's all I could find. I could find about him. And not to be cocky or anything, because I don't like that kind of stuff. It's just pure confidence. I feel confident going in next week. I've noticed patterns in the way he fights, regardless of the years in between the fights I've found. And then let's see. This is unforgiving business. You just misstep and you can get knocked out, submitted. So I'm not underestimating him. I'm just confident.
Fantastic. Tell me a little bit about, who your coaches are and who your training partners are that have been getting you ready for this fight, because obviously if you're over there at Renzo Gracie in New York, you have some quality guys over there.
Oh yeah, definitely. I have the pleasure to work with Jamie Crowder. It's our head MMA coach in the city. And in Mount Vernon, I get to train with Elvis and Stephen Williams. That is actually a black belt under John Danaher, but he's actually teaching now in Mount Vernon as the head coach for grappling. So I think I've found, for the moment, the formula that is working. I am stimulated every week. Every week I find something, a new detail, a new pattern, a new combination, something to put into and make it mine. So I feel that the most important thing to me is that I feel like not only I put the work into, but I'm learning, I'm acquiring informations. And then in the future, who knows? Let's rag these W's, and we might get the chance to get into bigger camps in the future.
Fantastic. Hey, listen, you're in the right place. I mean, Louis Negli in Ring of Combat, there's over 140 guys who fought for Louis and went on to UFC and Bellator and all. And I'm excited that I get to see you fight for the first time. You have any sponsors or anybody you want to give any shout outs or love to? It's all yours.
Yeah, I've been working a lot lately with SP Lab and Dynamics. These guys are legit. Thanks to actually bringing it back to the fact that we've been helping each other for real. I want to give a big shout out to Denis Bezukia, another Albanian fighter that was supposed to fight the next week, but unfortunately ended up getting injured. And he's actually the guy that got me into connection with SP Lab and Dynamics. These guys are amazing. They take care of my recovery, my PT, and my strength and conditioning. And I've been doing a lot of brain training with them too. I just can't wait to see the results in a year from now. I already noticed a spike in reaction and distance management since I started working with them.
That's awesome. Hey, listen, Dennis is a former Ring of Combat champion, and he was on the Contender Series. And he's one of my favorite fighters. And if you're working with him, I know that you're going to be bringing it. So, Armando Gjetja, it was a pleasure talking to you. Good luck with your final weight cut and this week, and best of skills to you. And I will see you in Atlantic City, my friend. It was a pleasure talking to you, and I hope I get to talk to you again very soon.
Likewise. Thank you so much. Thank you.